It's time. Hey guys, welcome to my new LP of. It's Pikmin 3. Now I've been really excited about this LP I decided I was going to do this ever since I got word or saw the news that Pikmin 3 was coming out for the Switch because I've been a Pikmin fan. I've been a fan of this series for a long time. My first Pikmin game was Pikmin 2, and I still haven't got to play the first one, but I'm not ignorant about what happens. I've watched playthroughs and LPs of YouTubers before. I know I might be doing this a little out of order, and I may still do Pikmin 2 after this, sometime after this, probably not directly, but I may still do it someday, and if I ever get a hold of a copy of the first game, I may do it as well. But for now, I'm going to share my excitement for this series with you by playing through this game. First off, there's a lot more in the deluxe version than there was in the original Wii U version, which mission mode and bingo battle were already there. But they added side stories, which we will get to after we do story mode. Along with side stories, after we do story mode, I will also do mission mode, and if I can get someone to play with me, I'll do bingo battle. But don't count on that, honestly, because I have no friends. None I can play with locally anyway. But I will cover mission mode, which I really haven't touched at all by myself, like off camera. But, all that aside, we will cover at least these two modes along with story mode, which is what we're going to start out with. Another nice thing that they took forever to add, they finally added 2-player in story mode, and okay, Pikmin has been a series, like I said, I've been a fan for a long time, and my cousin and I have basically grown up playing Pikmin games, Pikmin 2, and when Pikmin 3 came out, we played that like nonstop. And this was always a complaint, so I'm finally glad Nintendo addressed it. It was always a complaint because we couldn't play together in story mode. The only way we could play together was in, like, co-op mode. So that's really nice. And it took them long enough. Alrighty. I've played through this. I played through it when it came out, once on my own. I suppose we can just go into this file and I can go back to the first day. That'd be the easiest way to do it. Alright, so I'm going to turn my mic off for just a moment so you can hear this lovely voice acting they added in Pikmin 3. Alright.
Galactic date 20XX. At the far reaches of space lies a planet on the brink of ruin. The planet's name? Kopai. Due to a booming population, booming appetites, and a basic lack of planning, Kopai's inhabitants have all but exhausted their food supply. Their only hope is to find another planet with edible matter. Accordingly, they send unmanned scout vessels called Sparrows out into space. To their dismay, the search is proving fruitless. Just as they're about to give up, the final vessel reports back with news of a miraculous discovery. They mobilize to investigate the planet, which they name PNF 404. Kopai's last hope rests on 3 intrepid explorers. At last, the explorers' 279,000 light-year voyage nears its end. But as they initiate the landing sequence, something horribly wrong.
So to no one's surprise, the game, like the other two, always starts out with a crash. Nobody knows how to fly spaceships in this galaxy, it seems like. Oh my goodness. Alright. Alright. They don't have voice acting for every single line, so I will be reading the lines of the, the explorers, which we are about to get introduced to. Ugh, what happened? Alright! Here we go. This is Charlie, the captain of the ship that just crashed. Where am I? The last thing I remember was, oh, of course, this must be PNF 404. Charlie to ship. Charlie to ship. Do you copy? This is your captain. I repeat, do you copy? Hello? Anyone? There's no response. Where's my ship? My crew? Alright, yes, this is Captain Charlie, who we're going to be playing with in this first part. I managed to escape unscathed, but what about the rest of my crew? They could be anywhere on PNF 404. I've got to find Alf and Brittany. I only hope they survived. And it tells you how to move, as if that's not obvious. Alright. Also, they added hints, which I will be turning off because I do not need them. Okay, yeah. Alright, no. They're off. I think, let me check. Hint display. Okay, yeah, I did turn it off. Alright. Alright, let me make sure my control... Okay, yeah, the gyro. Okay. Yeah, I prefer to play with the gyro, because I'm playing with a pro controller right now, and that's just the easiest way to point and do things. Huh? What in the... It's yellow Pikmins! There are more of them. So strange. Then you come over here, and you've got a whole group sitting on the can. I seem to have wandered into a strange neighborhood. Why are they coming closer? My whistle will scare them off. Alright, so you press B to whistle. I'm surrounded! Oh. Maybe I should throw them. And you can throw them at these mushrooms and they'll kill the mushrooms. They don't appear hostile. So, let me get this straight. I can round up these creatures by pointing at them and pressing B, and throw them with A. Alright, it basically gives you, for whatever control scheme you're using, it gives you directions on how to throw, how to whistle, and you'll get more features as we continue. Maybe they can be of some use. Yes, let's go grab all these ones that were hanging around back here. And then, alright, so when you're playing with the gyro with the controller, there's a center button, so I'll be using that a lot, because, yeah. Alright, so let's kill these mushrooms. Look around for my crews. Or you use the right control stick to shift the camera, and ZL will put it behind you. What enormous mushrooms. Kill the mushrooms! Destroy! Maim! Alright, you don't need to kill that one. I can get through now. I'm not entirely sure how many days I'm going to be doing in this first episode, depending on how long it takes to do them. These guys sure are dedicated. The first day is admittedly kind of weird. It's basically the intro day and you don't have a time limit, but every day after the first, you will have a 13-minute time limit, because that is how long days usually last in Pikmin games. So yeah, once we get through the tutorial day, we will start with the 13-minute time limit. I think I will probably just do day 1 in this, honestly, because I'm already at 10 minutes. And each episode probably will be about round about 15 minutes long. Alright, there's the SS Drake, and this is... This is Alf. It's a miracle. I'm alive and somehow unharmed. Yeah. The first day, intro day, tutorial day, whatever you want to call it. This is basically getting you used to the controls and the mechanics of the game. So, that's why there's no time limit and you can just play around and fiddle with the controls until you're, like, comfortable using them. Just as the SS Drake was about to land, we lost control and had to make an emergency escape. During the chaos, I was separated from my other 2 team members, as well as the ship itself. As the ship's engineer, it is up to me, Alf, to find both the SS Drake and my crew members. Alright, so we're gonna head out of the water, and over here we got a little red Pikmin. What was that? Let's follow it. It appears that the specimen I just spotted has company. And what's that stuck in that branch? Alright, so we're gonna whistle. Is there anything I can do? Lock onto the red fruit with ZR. And you can throw the red Pikmin up there and gets it down. It's not quite a fruit, but this is still very important. The wiggly legs. I was hoping it was fruit, but it doesn't appear to be edible at all. Nevertheless, the red fellows seem quite pleased now that it's freed. Oh, wait a minute. I'm supposed to be looking for those 2 missing... Alright, and it tells you more camera controls there. Alright, so now that we've got our 3 Pikmins, hey, they're following me. What's this pile of rubble? We're gonna throw these 3 on that. Whistle this guy. What are they doing? We're gonna throw them on that pile of their bridge pieces. And once we get this bridge built, we can get over there. And I think if we walk over here now, actually, we'll get a cutscene. Yes. My copad! Thank goodness I found it. I can use it to locate the SS Drake. Alright, so now we're basically just playing the waiting game, waiting for the Pikmin to finish the bridge. Can't really get back up there. We will come back to this area later, and when we have more captains, and we can actually throw the captains up onto ledges so we can get back up there. There's also, I don't know, we can't look at the map right now because we don't have the copad, but there's also a way right around there that we can also get into this area. It's like a little circular area. You can get in from either way, as long as you have more than 1 captain. They also updated the AI in Pikmin 3 a little bit. When this originally came out, the Pikmin were a little bit dumber about doing the bridge pieces, and you would actually have to whistle them. But if you're standing close enough to them, and you're controlling the captain, when they finish, they will automatically go back into your group, which is kind of nice, because it didn't work that way in the original release. But that being said, they're in a straight line. But that being said, the Pikmin AI It's gotten a lot better, like, with each release of games. Like, Pikmin were so stupid in 1. It got a little bit better in 2. It got a little bit better than that in 3. And this is just a little bit... Yeah, it gets better and better as each game goes by. Anyway, great, it still works. Of course, I expect nothing less from Kopite Engineering. I'll check my surroundings by scrolling through the Kopite screen. And we're gonna... Where's the Drake? We're gonna scroll over here, and it's right there. Ah, the SS Drake isn't that far from here. Maybe the other 2 crew members are there as well. I best head in that direction. Alright. Now we can start exploring with the help of the Kopad. Use the radar to check the map and the camera to take photos. I'm not gonna really be using the camera app much, but I do want to show it off here for a moment. If I can press A to activate the camera, you can like zoom in, zoom out, change what you're taking pictures. Oh, that's actually pretty good. You can change the medium, long range, short focus. You can change the focus of the picture. That's actually not a bad picture. I want to keep that. Okay, I need to... It also, you have to be aware of which direction you're facing when you go into the camera app, because you can't look directly behind you. You can look... oh my gosh. Let me see this. It's just, hello, Pikmins! Hello, friends! Save that too. That was a good picture. Good picture to start with. Alright. Is that red thing food? It is! It's Pikmin food! You can lock directly onto the pellet posies. And with these ones, you'll directly, you know, get it knocked down. So that's nice. That's just a shearwig. These white ones, they're females. They're pretty harmless. They can't do a thing to you. The only thing the white ones can do to annoy you is if you're carrying stuff back, they can, like, attach to it and make it heavier, and you gotta kill them to, like, get them off, and it's really annoying. The thing is popping out some sort of sprouts. Alright, so if you carry these pellets and you carry enemies back, you can make more Pikmin. If you match the color of the Pikmin to the color of the onion, you will get twice the amount. So if, for example, if I take this red pellet back to the red onion, I will get 2 Pikmin instead of the 1. So basically, yeah. If I took the red pellet to a differently colored onion, I would only get 1 Pikmin. So if you match the colors, you get more Pikmin, which is really helpful in building up your numbers. Ah, I see. So this is how these little creatures propagate. How incredibly fascinating. Alright, and it tells you how to pluck Pikmin there, and just go up to them, press A. You don't have to continuously press A like in previous games. You just press A once and they'll pluck all the Pikmin, which is nice. Another thing, we'll address this a bit later as well. But when you have more than one captain, if you leave a captain by the onion where there's sprouts, they will automatically pick them. Which is nice. Okay, we have about 12 Pikmin. We need 20 to get that box. So right now we need to kill these shearwigs. I need to kill you so you can become nutrients for my Pikmin. And we also have a 5 pellet up here. Now this one is huge, yes. This is a 5 pellet. You need 5 Pikmin to carry it. It will give you 5 Pikmin. I think actually... And I can't remember if that actually gives you 10. If you carry it to the red onion. I don't know. I know it's just twice the Pikmin with 1 pellet. I don't know if that applies to everything. Like all the pellets. But we shall see. See, I've got 16 Pikmin right now. So let's see. I think it actually gives you... Is it just 1 extra Pikmin? I don't know. I'm not quite sure. I never really paid enough attention to that, to be honest. Yeah. I'm looking at the counter now for the episode. I'm almost at 20 minutes. And yeah, I'm definitely not putting the second day in this episode. Normally I would have tried to cut out that whole section with the bridge building because I wasn't doing anything else. But since I was talking the whole time, I think I'm gonna keep it in. Since I was like talking and explaining things the whole time. I love it. Just you have 21 Pikmin, and that one Pikmin's just like, I don't feel like helping. They can do it, and just comes back to you. In the original version, when you did that, he would just stand there at the box and be like weird in the cutscene, and it was pretty funny. All right, what's that? And they're still pushing. And the little guy's just like, wait for me. Alright, looks like someone's left a data file here. Perhaps the Copad will be able to read it. The onion is like a nest for the Pikmin. It gives birth to them and provides them with shelter. Yes. Excellent. The Copad can read the data file. So these creatures are called Pikmin. This information might come in handy later on. I'll save it in the Copad's exploration notes. And now we can access any data files we find, which there will be a lot of data files scattered about in the areas. I don't think Captain Charlie wrote this data file. So who did? Could there be other intelligent life forms on this planet? Alright. So we got that. According to the radar, the Drake should be through here. Yes. Alright, another data file. It tells you about using the radar. You can change the orientation. When you pull up the map, you can go and look at all the areas. Like the grayed out areas is where you haven't been, and this is where you have been. The lit up areas will be where you have been. Another nice change from the original version. The original version, you actually had to go out into the areas you haven't explored to fill in the map, and it was a little bit annoying to get every little piece of it without, you know, missing something. Like, wow, those are massive, but they don't look edible. No, I would not suggest eating the mushrooms. Yeah, but the way the map was handled in the original version, it made it a little difficult to get every little fruit and area explored, because with some of these areas, it's very easy to miss like a small opening into a cave or something, especially with this area. This is the Tropical Wilds area, and there's a lot of little caves and stuff under the roots of the trees out there. And I remember having so much trouble with, which one was it in particular? There's a little root you can go under. I think it's here, right here. And I cannot tell you how many times when I was still getting used to the game, I missed that spot. It was rather annoying. Alright, so there's the SS Drake. How it landed right with no people to pilot it, I don't know. There it is, the SS Drake. The Copad isn't picking up any signs of life in the immediate area. What am I supposed to do now? Incoming transmission. Who could it be? Alf? It's me, Brittany. Do you copy? Thank goodness. You're with the SS Drake, right? I made it through the landing in one piece. The thing is, I'm trapped somewhere. And I'm starved. Alright. So, tomorrow we will be going to look for Brittany. Oh no, we got cut off. I wonder how far away Brittany is. But at the very least, I'm thankful she appears to be safe and sound. That was an interesting... What's that strange sound? The sun is setting, which could mean nocturnal predators are starting to wake up. I should probably get off the planet's surface for now. Alright, and that is the end of the tutorial day. Like I said, there was not a time limit in this game because it was basically the intro and tutorial. But normally days are about 13 minutes. So basically you have to complete as much as you can within a 13-minute day time limit. Most of the supplies we brought from Kopai were destroyed in the crash landing, so we now only have 3 days worth of edible provisions left. Alright. Starting tomorrow, I'll have to find some local food. Alright, so Pikmin 3 does kind of a mix of like Pikmin 1 and Pikmin 2. In Pikmin 1, you basically have to find all your ship parts in 30 days. In Pikmin 2, there was no time limit, and you basically hunted for treasure with however long you wanted. Pikmin 3, basically how many days you can stay on the planet depends on how well you do with finding fruit and getting juice canisters. So the more fruit you find, the longer you can stay. So yeah, if you run out of fruit, you're done. Your campaign's over. So that's probably one of the most important things. And you can, at the end of the day here, you can also sort of replay your day and see, basically from a Copad perspective, what you did today. Kind of like fast forward it, and you can see I was carrying all those pellets back, plucking them, and all that. I'm probably not going to be looking at this very much because I kind of got out of the habit. When I first started playing, that was a very common habit of mine. I would sit there and watch that, even though there was no point to it. Basically, this is used for fine-tuning your strategy if you have a bad day and you want to redo it and you see, oh, I should have done this here and blah blah blah. Alright, so moving on. We're shipwrecked on this planet. Some creatures called Pikmin helped me find the SS Drake, but our cosmic drive key is nowhere to be found. We won't be going anywhere without that. Luckily, I made contact with Brittany and will set out to find her tomorrow. When I took off in the ship, the Onion took flight as well. Odd, but amazing. Alf. Alright, so yeah, at the end of the day, much like Pikmin 2 and Pikmin 1, you've got little notes you get from your captains, which we just have Alf right now, so he's the only one that can write the note. When we get Brittany and Charlie back, they will also write notes. Save? Yeah, sure. Pikmin 3 is a little bit more forgiving in terms of saving after days. With Pikmin 2 and Pikmin 1, it was a little... If you messed up, you would have to go back to a former save file before your mess up. And it was like really complicated and harder than it needed to be. So Pikmin 3 is a little bit more forgiving in that aspect, that if you go to the menu, you can just go back to whatever day you wish to. I've tracked down Brittany's signal. Right now, finding her is my highest priority. However, I'm also very concerned that our cosmic drive key is now missing. If I don't find that, the Drake won't be able to fly fast enough to get us back to Kopai. That would be very, very bad. Alright, and I think that's where we're going to end this episode, because it's almost 30 minutes. Like I said, normal episode, the rest of the episodes will probably not be as long as this one, because 13-minute time limit during the day. So I think that's where I'm going to end it, and I will see you guys next time on Pikmin 3, where we go to the Garden of Hope to find Brittany. See you guys then!